morning, friends. It is Thursday, October 17th, I think, and today it is the start of a new weekend reading vlog. I am in Williamsburg right now. I'm going to be meeting Kaylee in a little bit, but first I just arrived and I'm very tired, so I'm trying to find some coffee, maybe some pancakes. That's just like what I'm craving right now. My big exciting thing this weekend is that Leigh Bardugo is having a book event for the release of Ninth House, which is also my big goal for this vlog, is to finish reading Ninth House. I'm halfway through, loving it so far. So that's my goal, is to finish that. If I'm really good, maybe to also finish King of Scars. We'll see. Hello, pals. So it's a little bit later. I had an overpriced pancake and now I'm on my way to meet up with Kaylee. It's a little windy today. I was actually very nervous because when I first got into the city, well, when I left the house this morning, my mom was like, oh, you should probably bring a coat. It's gonna be cold. And I was like, no, Mom, it's not gonna be that cold. And then I get to the city and everyone's bundled up. It's freezing, but luckily it seems to have warmed up. And I think that that was the coldest that my time here is going to be. So knock on metaphorical wood that is true. Also, I need to share this with you guys. Novel just retweeted these photos of Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet. First of all, they're beautiful. But their caption was, Jordan, is that you? So Jude and Carden. And like, I've never had someone, like, I've seen so much fan art, but I've never had someone like actually capture what I imagine them to look like. And this, yeah, this is it. First stop of the day. Did I just buy a blazer? Yes. Do I love this one? Yes. I put the blazer back because I just bought a blazer, but it is beautiful and I love Everlane. All their things are beautiful. I just tried on this sweater and it's so soft and beautiful and like lovely. I really like it a lot. It's so just like perfect. So we've come thrifting at Crossroads in Williamsburg. Tried on this Urban Outfitters top, which I actually tried on in the summer at Urban Outfitters and almost bought. Now I'm trying it on here. I think it's a bit big in the chest though, so not really sure. And then this tulle skirt, which I like, but I don't think I love it. So probably maybe a no for both of these. Ugh, I don't know. I really like this. I just wish it was not so open in the chest. It's just a little too big. This, on the other hand, I think I really like. It's like this color blocked blouse. And it's just, I love the balloon sleeves. And it's just like weird. And I like how weird it is. So maybe. This is my outfit of the day, by the way, in case you were wondering. I switched to the black headband because the wind was just not cooperating with the beret. But yeah, lots of pink. Hello, so I am now at Kaylee and Kirsten's place and it is so cute. I literally walked in and was floored. by how beautiful it is.
What were you laughing about?
Oh, Elias posted this photo of his dogs, and the way he like worded it, I thought his dog died.
Oh no.
But his dog is not dead.
Oh, that's good. Happy for the dog.
Anyways, their apartment is like insanely beautiful. I can't wait for the apartment tour. I assume it's coming at some point. I literally walked in and was just like shook. It's wild. It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Good morning, friends. It is Friday morning. Yeah. Yes, Friday, October 18th. And today my plans are to head to, I want to go to the East Village to go to this cute stationery store that a couple of my friends recently went to, and I saw it on Instagram stories and I was like, I really want to go to that. So I'm going to that. And then I really want to get Xi'an for lunch, which is like this noodle place that's very, very good. And then later on today, I'm meeting up with my friend Reagan for dinner. So really excited, planning on just sort of, other than that, exploring a bit, and I think checking out some bookstores because I miss New York City bookstores. So I just went to the cutest store over there called Nico Neko, and they sell Japanese stationery, and it was just like the most lovely shopping experience. Like the store is just so calm and beautiful and just everything. I picked up a few things. I got a notebook because I wanted to start using a commonplace book, which I'll talk about more I think later, but I really wanted to start a commonplace book, so I picked up one of their notebooks, a couple stamps, and some things. I definitely spent like my whole budget for this weekend there, but it was worth it. It was just so lovely, and they just opened in August. I'll link them down below because they have an online store. But they just opened in August, and I want to support them because I love that something like this is in New York City. And yeah, it's just so cute. Like even the way that she wrapped this, it just reminds me of like being back in Japan and like how everything is so lovely and wrapped, and love it. Loved the whole experience. Guys, this just brought me so much joy. Less than 10 weeks till Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it was generally creepy. And I was like,
I'm walking to go meet up with Reagan. I went to the Bean for like a second and had a cup of coffee. I read a bit more Ninth House. I didn't film because I like awkwardly had to sit at like a small table with other people because there was nowhere else to sit. I felt very brave in asking to do that, but didn't film there. But I did read more of Ninth House. It's so good. I actually, later on, I have like things I want to discuss about it because I have thoughts. Here at Emily's, there's a Reagan. I got some pistachio and honey pizzas, and of course some olives. Hello. So I'm hanging out. Kirsten's here.
Look at my best.
At Kaylee and Kirsten's place. At Kaylee and Kirsten's apartment, which is lovely. Still hasn't changed since yesterday. But I thought I would do a quick haul of the things that I got today. First of all, I went to that adorable stationery store, and there I picked up a new Midori notebook. I have a Midori diary, which I love. I decided to get a blank notebook that I could use as a commonplace book, which I'm excited about starting. And I also got one of the covers because I just figured, why not? This is one I want to kind of always have with me, and I actually kind of care about what it looks like. So yeah, I thought I would get that, and I've decorated it a bit already. This is actually the business card from the bookstore. And then this sticker just reminded me of Harry Potter. So I also got two little things of washi tape. I got this cute one, which is a fox and some foil like butterflies. It just reminded me of Nikolai. So of course I had to get that. I got this pretty like grid pattern one that I just have been on the lookout for. So was excited when I spotted that. I got a couple mini stamps, this butterfly one and this little bumblebee one. And then lastly, the one I'm most excited about is this one, which is just so magical and beautiful. And also a little bit of ink. Did some test stamps earlier. I also went to the Strand and I bought Interview with a Vampire because I still had to get that one for my reading authors recommendations video, which I'm kind of just reading at my own pace at this point, but I'm hoping to have finished at least by the end of this year. That's my goal. Definitely by the end of this year. So, but yeah, so I needed to get Interview with a Vampire, so I did that. And yeah, that was my day. So now I'm gonna head to bed tomorrow. Well, tonight I have to finish Ninth House between tonight and tomorrow before the event, because tomorrow is the event. So that's my big goal. So hopefully I can accomplish that. Good night. So I've been reading more of Ninth House. It is Sunday afternoon, right? No, it's Saturday afternoon, and today is Leigh Bardugo's event. I've been spending the day reading more of Ninth House, trying to get it finished before the event. At this point, my goal is to just have it finished before the event tomorrow. Alas, I just think it's absolutely brilliant. Like everything she's saying in it about, I feel like so much of it is really just like trying to depict what it feels like to be a survivor, to be, you know, a woman in a world that really doesn't care about women. And there is part of me that also is like angry too at like a lot of the discourse that was like surrounding this book before its launch. There were a lot of, you know, I saw a lot of things retweeted on Twitter and stuff that was basically like questioning Leigh's right to write this story, you know, saying that the depictions in it were too gratuitous, or that there should have been trigger warnings on arcs. And I get it, like I am pro trigger warning. I'll link it down below, but she did this interview in Bustle where she talked about that, the trigger warning part in particular, about how it can't just be this thing where we're like choosing random books and like demanding publishers add trigger warnings. Like that has to be a publishing wide thing, because what's continuing to happen is that books are basically getting targeted. Half the time they're books by women and marginalized authors. And so you have like, you know, the Stephen Kings of the world don't have a single trigger warnings at the beginning of their books, but then you have these other books that do. And so if you're just like a casual browser in a bookstore, like that is weird, like it's jarring, and you're not going to understand, you know, a lot of people won't understand why, and that's going to affect sales. Obviously, I think trigger warnings are important and valid, but they also, it can't be a thing that we're prescribing to like one book at a time. Like it has to be an industry-wide push. And I'm supportive of that, but at the same time, like I think a lot of the discourse around it was really sort of expecting Leigh Bardugo to like give reasons why she should be able to like write this story. And she again also talks about that in the interview, about like how there is this expectation from people that like as a creator, in order to, you know, talk about a certain subject like assault, you have to go and like parade out your trauma for people in order to like prove your validness. And I hate that so much because it's not gratuitous at all. Like, you know, there are multiple depictions of assault in this book, but for me it is constantly respectful and not gratuitous, like in the way that, you know, reading Game of Thrones is or anything like that. So I got my copy of King of Scars and my copy of Ninth House, and now I'm gonna head out to go to the Leigh Bardugo event. Well, first, I think I'm going to meet up with Kaylee. We're gonna get coffee and cookies, which I'm excited for, and then Leigh Bardugo. This place is called The Good Batch, and they have one of my favorite cookies in the entire city, and it's vegan and gluten-free. It's the chocolate Impossible cookie. I love it. And I'm neither vegan nor gluten-free. And there's Kaylee.
Mostly I just want to say I'm grateful because I never would have gotten to write this dark, strange, weird book about a very, very angry girl if it weren't for all of you. So thank you.
Hello. So Kaylee and I just got out of the event. We're looking for the bus. Well, she's looking for the bus. I'm not helping at all vlogging.
Watch your step.
Oh, thank you. Anyways, the event was so nice. Leigh Bardugo is like the most charismatic and beautiful person I've ever seen. I like, what must it be like to just be able to tell stories and be interesting and funny? I don't know. I am not all those things. I wish I could tell stories like Leigh Bardugo, but also she's so beautiful. Like so beautiful in person and online. Aww. Anyways. We're missing our bus as we speak.
The other one's in 12 minutes.
The other one's in 12 minutes. I don't know. But the event was really good. She is like legitimately such a good speaker. So I loved just getting to hear her talk about her like process and what she was trying to do with Ninth House. Made me like even more excited to finish it. I have 4 chapters left, so I'm gonna finish that tonight. I was like initially gonna film like going through the signing line, but it was a little chaotic and like the line was just wild, and then it just happened so fast. So I did not do that, but that's okay. Those clips never make it in my vlog anyways because they're always so awkward because I can't interact with people to save my life.
I feel like it probably went well. I couldn't hear, but I'm sure it was fine.
Okay, I am back at Kaylee and Kirsten's. It is my last night here. Tomorrow morning I'm heading out to go up to Yale for Leigh's other event. So just going real extra, but I have 4 chapters left of Ninth House. I'm gonna go ahead and finish that tonight. Share with you my thoughts. Probably have a little bit of a freak out. What? Just got into Stamford in Connecticut. I just got off that train over there. I'm here to go to my second Leigh Bardugo event of the weekend. Basically, she's having an event in New Haven on the Yale campus or at a Yale museum. Not 100% sure. But basically she's having another unofficial event, meetup thing in New Haven. So I'm going to that with my friend Fallon. I'm waiting for her. She's gonna pick me up here and then we're gonna head over together. I'm so excited. just to like check out the area. Especially, I just finished Ninth House last night and I loved it so much. I think I'm going to talk about it in more detail in my wrap up. I just have a lot that I want to talk about with that book. So many thoughts. Overall, adored it. Gave it 5 stars. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm gonna go find Fallon and then we're gonna head off. Hello, I'm here with the lovely Fallon. We are exploring New Haven, currently in the Grove Cemetery, which has a lot of spots in this book, which is very cool. We're like under the arch where it says the dead shall be raised, which is super cool. This is one of the tombs from the book. Fortunately, there's lots of construction surrounding it, but it's very cool. I can see how she might imagine something magical happening here. There's Fallon. And there's Leigh, which if you have not read the book means nothing to you, but it's beautiful. It's so pretty. This whole campus is just gorgeous. It's wild. Hello friends, it is pretty late on Sunday, but I wanted to go ahead and end out this video. I had such a lovely day today exploring New Haven and getting to see Yale for the first time. I feel like I lived out both my Ninth House and Rory Gilmore dreams today, which was great. But yeah, it was beautiful. I think one of my favorite parts was definitely the, I don't know how to say it, I think it's by neck. Maybe that's how you say it, but the library that I showed was just stunning. It's like a rare books library, and it just felt like a temple to books. It was absolutely stunning. So I loved that so much, and I just loved all the architecture in New Haven on the Yale campus. It was just so beautiful, and all the old houses everywhere. We got to go to the house that inspires Leith HQ, Ilmontaine, I think that's what it's called. So we got to go there, which was so cool. And yeah, that was like wild because I just read that book, and so to then be at that house was just amazing. And then yeah, and then we went to Leigh's event, which I think was like much bigger than anyone anticipated. There's just like lots of people, which was really cool. And I got to meet her again, and she was so kind. I'm honestly still kind of emotional about this interaction I had. I didn't film it. I don't film typically when I meet authors just because it makes me anxious. But basically what happened was I walked up to her signing table and she recognized me from Twitter because the night before when I finished Ninth House, I wrote this long Twitter thread about just talking about like what Ninth House meant to me as a reader and how much I loved it. And so she was like, oh, did you write this really nice Twitter thread last night? And I said yes. And like I could tell that she was kind of tearing up, and then I was tearing up, and then we were both tearing up, and then she hugged me, and it was just like this very incredible experience. Like, I don't know, like Leigh Bardugo is definitely one of my heroes and inspirations for writing and for life in general. And so to be able to meet her and just like have that kind of connection for like you know, even such a short amount of time was just really magical and meant a lot to me. And I honestly am still sort of living off of that. And yeah, it was definitely an emotional experience and an emotional day, but it was also just magical. It was also really nice just getting to spend the day with Fallon because she's just lovely, and I loved getting to explore New Haven with her. And then on the way home, I finally finished King of Scars, which was amazing. I think I talked about this maybe in this vlog or maybe in my last one, but basically I started that book the day it came out. So hyped for it, and then I got halfway through and I stopped because I was just like so anxious, because all I wanted was like happy things for these characters that I loved. And also I was like scared. I was like, what if I don't like it? So I like stopped halfway through and I didn't continue with it. So I finally finished it, and I'm happy to report that I loved it with my whole heart. It was honestly like so much more than I could have ever even hoped for. The ending was just wild. Like, it blew my mind. I wish I could have recorded my reaction to it because I was actually dying, but I was on a bus so yeah, I had to like internalize all of those emotions, which was very hard for me. But yeah, I was freaking out and I loved it. I just thought it was brilliant. Like, I thought as a story it was so cleverly plotted, like just such a good like puzzle of a story, and absolutely brilliant, completely just totally brilliant. So yeah, I loved that. So good. Yeah, so what a good day. It's just such a good day of like people and stories, and yeah, I'm just in such a good mood now. So I'm gonna head to bed, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'd love to hear from you guys what you've been reading recently. What have you been loving? Have you read Ninth House yet? Let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.